And on top of the biggest story tonight, Republic TV has accessed exclusive details. In fact, more and more proof emerging on how not just breach of protocol, but serious violation of the rules that were laid down as far as communication between state governments and foreign missions are concerned. Now, Republic TV this evening has accessed more details of a WhatsApp chat between Minister KT Jalil and the UAE Consulate General. Now, these chats were reportedly from the months of May and June. But what it exposes is the blatant violation of the rules and the laid down protocol of communication between state governments and foreign missions. And Republic TV has been breaking down the details of how not just the main accused, Swapna Suresh and Sarit Nair in the Kerala gold scandal were directly in touch with the UAE consulate, the acting consulate general, the UAE attache who's now left India. We're also picking up details from this WhatsApp chat of how Jalil, the minister under fire in Kerala, was directly communicating with the UAE consulate general, distributing kits in Kerala, in Malappuram. Now, we don't know what these kits were, but these kits bore the UAE stamp. And why was the Kerala government directly doing a deal with the UAE Consulate General? Now, there are many ramifications to this sort of a communication. There's a clear breach of protocol, laid down rules are violated, and clearly both the UAE attache and also in this case the state government of Kerala and the minister concerned KT Jalil are answerable. And Republic TV has accessed details, or in fact, let me read out what the rules state and then tell you the manner, the scale of violation and protocol that's taken place. The communication with state governments and the rules laid down state that foreign missions in
external aid, project collaboration, etc. on matters relating to state. They will conduct all official business with the Ministry of External Affairs, Consul Generals, Consuls, Trade Representatives, Deputy High Commissioners of Commonwealth countries. UAE acting Consulate General directly in touch with the sitting minister in Kerala, KT Jalil, who also, by the way, has confessed to being in touch with
this Consulate General in UAE. There are many questions that arise. Let's also tell you some of the details that we've picked up, the call details. That's another breaking aspect to the story. The call details that Republic TV has picked up of the entire records between Swapna Suresh, the main accused, and the top UAE diplomat. In fact, the gold scam accused both Sarit Nair and Swapna Suresh in this case dialed the top UAE diplomat, and the call details show how there were frantic calls made on the consignment. At least 117 calls were made, and Sarit had dialed the UAE attache 3 times on the 3rd of July. 117 calls between Swapna Suresh and the UAE attache. Most of these calls were incoming. And we're also picking up
made by Swapna to the UAE attache. 99 calls were received by Swapna, calls made by the UAE attache to her as she was acting as the go-between between the Kerala government and the UAE acting consulate general. Let me go across to Mr. KJ Alphonse, former.
Let me go across to Mr. KJ Alphonse, former Union Minister, very senior leader from Kerala, joining us, on this broadcast. Mr. Alphonse, all the proof that is available on public domain and being reported here on Republic TV, raising more questions for the Pinarayi Vijay government. Very serious questions, and some of them show how laid down protocols, government rules were broken. Mr. Alphonse, I'd like to get your view.
Yeah, certainly when I came on this channel a few days back, I said there is much more than local involvement.
Of course,
there is huge local involvement, and it takes straight back to the Chief Minister's office.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Alphonse. We can
Hello.
hear you. We're getting your audio.
Yeah, so I said it's got beyond
We're
local
getting your audio.
connections
Yeah,
which are
Mr.
very
Alphonse, we can
strong.
hear you.
It takes it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've said a few days back, which when I came on this television, that you see the entire incident takes it back to the Chief Minister's office. But I also said it has huge international ramification in terms of an international conspiracy, which doesn't start here. It starts right in
Yes,
Dubai.
ready.
Involvement.
I'm will.
Go ahead, sir. We can hear you, Mr. Alphonse. Mr. Alphonse, go ahead. Mr. John, if you're joining us on the broadcast. Okay, I'm going to just fix the audio. I think there is an audio leak. There is an audio connection. I think the audio is overlapping between Mr. Alphonse and John. I'm just fixing that in 30 seconds. Mr. Alphonse and John, bear with me for 30 seconds because the audio is overlapping. We'll just fix that. And I just want to tell our viewers that we're picking up more details of the phone calls and the call records between the main accused and the UAE attache. Now, the UAE attache has left India. Now, for India to even look at the role of the UAE attache, now that's a possibility. We will have to take the diplomatic route. So, there was nothing stopping him from leaving. But the fact is, he has directly come under the scanner. And let's also tell our viewers a little bit about this attache. As far as the details are concerned, the details available with Republic TV show that he was in touch with the minister, and there were several calls that were exchanged. We're getting in some more responses. Let's take one of the responses and then go back to our guests who are joining us.
On this matter, we have seen the media reports, and what I can say at this point is that we are in touch with the UAE authorities, and we are in touch with them regarding the investigation in this matter. On this matter, we have seen the media reports, and what I can say at this point is that we are in touch with the UAE authorities, and we are in touch with them regarding the investigation in this matter.
In fact, let me also try and see if I can go across to Shavan on this broadcast because we're picking up more details. There is breaking news now coming in. Mr. CP John is live, but I'd like to bring in some breaking news information that Shiva Shankar, IAS, the former Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister of Kerala, has been suspended after it was found that he had broken the All India service rules. Mr. John, this is breaking news coming in. I also have Mr. Alphonse. We'll just fix his audio, but I'd like to get you first on this breaking news update that I'm getting that Shiva Shankar, the former Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister, has been suspended. I hope the Chief Minister of Kerala now doesn't believe that this is the end of it. John, I'd like to get your point. Okay, I think we've lost the line with Mr. John there, having a poor audio connection with both Mr. John and Mr. John. We'll try and get Mr. John, Mr. Alphonse, and also Shavan. In fact, this is breaking news update that I'm getting that M. Shiva Shankar, IAS, the former Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister of Kerala, has been suspended after it was found that he had broken the All India service rules. That is the breaking news that we are getting here on Republic TV. In fact, more details that we are picking up from our correspondents. The action has been taken as per report of the committee under the Chief Secretary. It says Shiva Shankar violated the All India Service Code and found that he had connections with the accused in the sensational case. He was not careful in his relations. These are some of the details we're picking up. The senior IAS officer in Kerala and the former secretary to the Chief Minister has been suspended from service over the alleged involvement in the Kerala gold scandal. And the action has been taken as per the report of committee under the leadership of the Chief Secretary. In it, it says that Shiva Shankar violated the All India Service Code and found that he had connections with accused in the highly sensational case and that he was not careful in his relations. These are some of the updates that we are getting on top of 7 p.m. as we get you the full details. In fact, let me see if I can go across to Shavan or our panelist joining us on this broadcast. Shavan, if you're there, if I can go across to Shavan, or even Sanjeevi can come in. And Shavan is joining us on the phone line. Shavan, what is the latest that you're picking up? Shavan, can you hear me?
On this matter, we have seen the media reports, and what I can say at this point is that we are in touch with the UAE authorities, and we are in touch with them regarding the investigation in this matter. On this matter, we have seen the media reports, and what I can say at this point is that we are in touch with the UAE authorities, and we are in touch with them regarding the investigation in this matter.
Okay, let me go across to KP, to Mr. KP John of the Communist Marxist Party. Mr. John, I apologize for the poor connection in the audio line. There was a little bit of a problem. I hope that's fixed now. I want your response. Mr. Shivashankar has been suspended. Is that enough? Mr. John?
Yes, suspension is necessary but not enough. Because after the suspension, it has crept into the CM's office directly. So, Chief Minister is responsible for the whole thing. Really, may interrogate the Chief Minister in later time. It means the first time in the history of Indian administration, a smuggling racket has been functioning in a Chief Minister's office. This is a grievous political crime done against the state. So the CPIM should take a strong stand to show the Chief Minister the doors to go out. So my comment is, what is the comment of, my question is, what is the comment of Sitharam Yechuri and Prakash Karat regarding this? They have been talking about high ethical standards in administration and governance. But what is their stand now? Their Politburo member, officiating as the Chief Minister of the state, is not capable enough to run his office at least. And it has become the den of smugglers, and it has become the hub of the smuggling in our state. That is a big mistake done, and Pinarayi Vijayan should step down immediately.
I don't know if Mr. Alphonse, Kanandanam is with us because he was connected at the beginning of this broadcast, but we lost his audio line. But let me see if I can get him back. I will go across to him as well. But Mr. John, I'd like to get also your point of view on the calls that were exchanged. Now, I was just bringing details of the breach of protocol. On this channel I had Mr. N.K. Premchandran, who's also a parliamentarian, a few minutes back, and he was talking about how laid down protocols have been violated as far as communication between state governments and foreign missions are concerned. This is a very serious breach, Mr. John.
Yeah. See, this is a three-dimensional crisis. One, the CMO, Chief Minister's office, is involved in the smuggling racket, number one. The Speaker of the Legislative Assembly has some contacts with the smuggling racket, number two. Number three, the Cabinet Minister, K.T. Jalil, has been negotiating with the so-called officials of the UAE embassy, and he was receiving so many things to be distributed in his constituency. And when I saw the photograph of the things distributed in his constituency, I could see that it was wrapped in the UAE flag and with a clear indication that it is a UAE aid. So the Minister of Pinarayi Vijayan's cabinet has become an attache of the UAE, and it is against the oath taken by him, giving full allegiance to the Constitution of India. And it is not only a protocol issue, it is a oath issue. It is unconstitutional. He should not have conducted a foreign office. I mean, the embassy of the UAE working here, consulate of the embassy, UAE working here. So, in three-dimensional manner, the CM's office, the legislature head, and the cabinet minister, all of them have done so many wrongs in this episode, and this is a three-dimensional scandal. And Chief Minister, as the leader of the CPM, must step down And CPM should take strong stand to remove him from this responsible position.
Yeah. Mr. John, while I get Mr. Alphonse's, we're just connecting his line. I also want to ask you now this entire Malappuram link. Now in this WhatsApp chat, there is mention of Malappuram. A few gold traders from Malappuram have been arrested. It is a smuggling racket. There are smugglers involved. Yes. The state government is involved. Yes, certainly. Yes, they can't wash their hands off it because the minister, like you mentioned, the speaker is seen at an event with Swapna Suresh. Swapna Suresh is the go-between between the government and the UAE attache. And then the minister, K.T. Jalil, is discussing Swapna Suresh and what she can do to ensure that these so-called kits are given in Malappuram. Now, and there are so many, like you said, there are so many violations, and it goes beyond that. The NIA has said that has booked them under UAPA charges, which also looks at possible terror angle. Now on the terror angle, I'd want to get your view in, Mr. John. What is your point? What is your view on that?
See, there is no pointing in saying that it is Malappuram. It is the name of the district. Both KT Jalil and the
Yes.
speaker, though they are coming from a Malappuram district, it makes no meaning because they belong to CPIM. Malappuram is a district where all political parties are functioning, all communities are functioning. That's a different point. And nothing to link with the word Malappuram or name Malappuram. The point is, this is the responsibility of CPIM. This was distributed inside the CPM office in his constituency. So this is the point. So why did he call too late? Even after the Ramzan, he says that, he explains that it was a packet given for relief during the Ramzan. This after Ramzan, he is distributing the so-called aid of a foreign country in his constituency, and he is negotiating with the foreign consulate for such distribution. This is against the oath he has taken when he became the minister of the state. That's the point.
Mr. John. Mr. John. Mr. John. Mr. John. I
am
really
hearing
made the
you.
mention of Malappuram because most of the arrests have been made from there. I'd like to go across Mr. Alphonse Kanantaram, who's joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Alphonse, I'm really sorry for the connectivity. I know there's been a little bit of an issue. I'd like to get your point of view. You were making a very important point on the protocol and the rules laid down. Go ahead, sir.
Exactly what the discussion that is going on. I haven't heard the other people, but yes, I think there's a huge impropriety on the part of the state government, from the chief minister's office, from the office of another minister. See, there is a very clearly laid on protocol as far as dealing with foreign nationals are concerned and foreign diplomats are concerned. I think all those norms have been violated. Number two, I think the most important issue is when somebody belonging to the personal staff of the chief minister protects somebody, has long phone calls with the accused people, and then it's very clear that a crime has taken place which has got huge ramification for national security, and it has a huge terrorism angle. What do you make out of this? And you see, as per the law of torts, it's very simple. Whatever an employee does, the employer is responsible. And in this case, mind you, the IT secretary was not just a government servant. The IT secretary came to the personal staff of the chief minister and has huge network of contact with people who have been involved with, I won't just say smuggling. This is much, much beyond that. I think this is connection with the underworld, with terrorism activities, anti-national activities, and therefore the chief minister's office has to take the responsibility. Number two, the ministers hobnobbing with foreign diplomats, saying that, well, we have we have various goodies coming to give you. We are going to give you dates, and then of course the packets happen to be cold. How many consignments have come? How come these ministers don't know basic protocol, how to deal with foreign dignitaries and foreign embassies, foreign missions? I think there's huge violation. But as I said earlier on the first day, I think it was a week earlier, I said right from the beginning, this has got huge international ramifications. There's a huge international racket out there to destabilize India because most of this money comes And I'm sure it goes into unaccounted extremism, terrorism activities, anti-India activities. And therefore, I said right from the beginning, let's make sure that the inquiries are also focused on the foreign officers from where the consignment has been sent. How come something is sent in a diplomatic baggage and that too forbidden things in a diplomatic baggage? That shows hugely involvement of certain people in that office from where the baggage originated. I'm not mentioning the name of the office because I have also belonged to the Parliament Committee on MBS, so therefore I don't want to mention the offices. And obviously it shows a huge network connections with the consulate office here. I'm again not mentioning the name of the country because I'm on a responsible parliamentary committee. It shows huge nexus. And obviously the NIA is investigating, and I'm sure everybody has confidence in the ability of the NIA to unearth the various connections, the international conspiracy behind this, and I'm sure things are going to come out eventually, the truth. But obviously, there seems to be a certain move by the Kerala government to protect certain officers who are involved. I think this is wrong. There's more than enough evidence today to take action against the officers concerned, and therefore I think things have to move on from there. Hello?
Okay. Yeah. Mr. Alphonse, the story is getting more and more murkier. The more details are emerging, the more the questions arise, and this is going to go on for some time. And it's gotten very close to the Chief Minister of Kerala's, doorstep. In fact, it's at his doorstep. And like Mr. John was mentioning before you came in, he spoke about how Speaker is facing questions. Jalil is facing questions. The Chief Minister's office is facing questions. There are just so many people and so many dots, and they're all being connected one after the other. Mr. John and Mr. KJ Alphonse, appreciate both of you gentlemen for joining us on the biggest story tonight. This will be our focus on Republic TV, also the first debate. Thank you gentlemen for joining me on the show. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.